Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to a new segment on the channel I like to call Monster Taming Newsletters. Now, the reason I'm doing all of these together is because they all kind of popped around the same time, and in order to sort of keep you guys informed on the news in a timely manner, I sort of put them all together into one video. So we have Mythren, a combat newsletter for that game. We have a Mython Island newsletter talking about the adventure mode and the upcoming update. And then we got a brand new Laxidaze newsletter as well today. So we're going to go through all three of them. I will leave timestamps in the description. So if you want to check out the Laxidaze one, you could skip to that. If you want to check out the Mython Island one, you could skip to that. And then Mythren's obviously going to be at the beginning. Anyways, let's jump into the Mythren combat newsletter. Again, talking about combat. So, Mythren combat design. In this newsletter, we will be going over how Mythren's combat design works. John will be taking over from here. Hey everyone, my name is John, and I'm the project lead for Mythren. This means I'm constantly steering the direction of the project, so I'm in a lot of meetings. Beyond that, I currently tackle quite a few things on Mythren, from animation to programming to game design. As a combat designer, it seems fitting that I hijack this newsletter post, so let's get started. Every Mythren combat design starts with figuring out their class. The classes can be all-rounder, rushdown, tank, zoner, puppeteer, unorthodox, and many more. As if being a puppeteer isn't orthodox enough. This helps us define the general gameplay for each Mythren. From there, we start out elements that make the Mythren unique, like Radipus's poison tails. Jabs, heavies, and specials. And we did also talk a little bit about this in Monster Tamer News, but here we get a more in-depth look. When facing your opponent, choosing the right moves will be the key to setting up devastating combos. The basic set of attacks you can use are jabs, heavies, and specials. The question is, how do each of these work? Jabs. Jabs are the tools that your character uses the most throughout the game. Each Mythren has a jab sequence, usually between 3 to 5 jabs, and you can mix up the timing on each jab a bit to try and bait your opponent to counter the attack. If you wait long enough, your jab sequence will reset, and then you can start the sequence on the first jab again. Heavy. Heavy attacks are slower, but usually allow a strong opening into a combo. Some heavies may only hit once, whilst others can have a 1 to 3 combo, usually. Specials. Specials are unique to the character being used. Radipus shoots poison down that he can slide on. Gracoon shoots leaves from its back. Their speed will vary depending on the character using it, and if a character has a special sequence, it would have a max of 2 specials. Shield. Shields in Mythren encapsulate your entire Mythren. Holding block or getting hit will make your shield lose energy. If you lose enough energy, your shield will break and stay broken for a certain amount of time. Some characters also have shield break attacks, so paying attention to telegraphing attacks will be important. Skills. Skills serve as large combo tools, each coming with a cooldown. When activating a skill, the Mythren is invincible for a certain number of frames, which means you can counter with your own skill or dodge them. Skills beat shields, so choosing widely which option to use to escape is the key to victory. Each Mythren has 3 reusable skills in battle. They can learn more than 3, of course, but you can only take 3 of them with you. Rad meter. Radipus in particular has a rad meter that changes how we approach designing skills for him. His meter fills up whenever he hits a knock-up, hits a 3 times combo, or through use of a specific skill that has a sole purpose of filling up the rad meter. Once his rad meter has 2 levels, he gains access to Poison Explosion skill in radius near Radipus, and near any of his poison trails. He creates a large explosion that knocks up enemies to extend his combos. The poison explosion takes 2 levels from your rad meter, so with a full rad meter you can use it at least twice. That's it for insight into Mythren combat. We'll hand it over to Zane. So with community, we have the community pre-launch Kickstarter page is live. If you plan on backing, you can click on get notified to it's sort of like wish listing on Steam. It's sort of the same sort of idea there. You'll get notified when it comes out, and then you could back right away. While we don't have a set time, we will be having another mid-month newsletter, much like this one, going over gameplay on the Wild Isles, in particular Tokapa Zone 1, likely coming after the April 2nd newsletter. On Twitter, we've highlighted the brand new Mythren section to the website. I'm going to do a separate video on that. I want to do a more scripted video going over all the Mythren, probably around the time the Kickstarter rolls out. We'll be updating this as time goes on, information on the pre-existing Mythren, as well as any new Mythren we reveal as time goes on. And then, oh, here we go. Community member and mod Charleon created this awesome art of Ratapus for Zane. Yeah, Charleon's a really good artist. So I heard it's your birthday. That's pretty rad. And then they just shouted out the Necromancer's Gift Kickstarter. All right, so on to Mython Island. So Mython Island, if you didn't know, is a monster taming roguelite with an adventure mode coming. So let's talk about this. Hello everyone, I am hoping you are all having a great year so far. I wanted to make a post like this going over what I've currently been working on since the last update of the game, so no one is left in the dark wondering what is going on with the development. I've been working super hard, and here's some of what you can expect in the next major update. Please keep in mind that this is all in progress, so things could change. So we saw these on Monster Tamer News as well. You have some very nice visuals. Island Adventure Mode. Island Adventure Mode is going to be the biggest part of the new update. It will feature an overworld area for you to explore that is semi-open world in which Mython will appear. Unlike the roguelike mode, this mode will not feature permadeath automatically. However, it can be an option to toggle on or off for those who wish to play with that experience. You might notice here too that the lighting has been completely redone. This has been done for the entire game. It is now more optimized than any before, which has been a consistent goal of mine. This mode will allow you to bring on different quests than the roguelike mode. I won't spoil anything, but you will have an objective in this game mode to complete while also having plenty of other things to do in this overworld. I've been putting a lot of time into getting the map all set up correctly and completing any necessary systems that will be required for this game mode compared to the overall roguelike game mode. Overall, the map is coming along really nicely with a lot of locations to explore and things to do. I'm currently in the process of finishing up this overworld in terms of assets and locations on the map, which I estimate to be roughly 70% finished right now. I will proceed to place all the necessary NPCs, shops, events, quests, and more. I'm really excited for people to play this game mode and to see what players think. Mythren Storage System. Thanks to the island advancements, the travelers have begun setting up a Mythren storage center. Any Mython, not Mythren. The names are similar. Mython you bond with while you're out exploring will have the option of being sent to the storage for future use. These terminals will allow you to access Mython you have bonded with and add them to your party, with the usual maximum of 4 per party. The option also allows you to, from the party menu, that's pretty interesting. Change your current party lead. Yeah, that you weren't able to do that before. This was a heavily requested option. It's usable both in Island Adventure Mode as well as roguelike modes. You also may notice a new HUD that says Interact. This will appear whenever you are near something that you are capable of interacting with. Mython Log. The Mython Log will be introduced in the next update, not only for the Island Adventure Mode, but for the roguelike mode as well. With this log, you'll be able to take a closer look at Mython you have bonded with and discover information on them that was previously unknown, as well as view the model for that particular Mython. So I can definitely see, obviously the developer behind this game piece is a Temtem YouTuber as well. I can definitely see the Temtem inspiration for this, version of the Pokedex, basically, with you being able to sort of take a closer look at the model and stuff like that. I hope, if you're able to like zoom into the model and stuff, I hope he does it where it's like completely black in the background, so it's easy for me to grab them for thumbnail stuff. You have filters which allow you to sort by element, or you can simply look at all of the Mython in one big list. You may notice here too that the title elements of the UI menus have been completely redone. This has been done across the entire game. Radiant Forms. Radiant Forms have been added for every single Mython. Radiant Forms are extremely rare forms of Mython that you have the chance of finding in the overworld. They have alternate colors as well as a glowing effect to them, and Radiants oftentimes come with an exclusive skill. That's pretty cool. I hope players are lucky enough to run into these. I'm sorry I keep stuttering there, guys. Sorry about that. And then we got Draft Mode. Of course, the game will also feature updates and new things for the roguelike game modes too. The biggest addition will be Draft Mode. This will allow you to essentially choose how you want to play. You can pick your entire team, choose your run settings, permadeath, captures on, story cutscenes, etc., and have access to any items you want for the run. This provides the ability for players to set the difficulty settings to what they wish to play with. Of course, the other roguelike modes still exist and will have been received updates as well. So this is like Mython Island's custom mode. So we saw Nexomon got a custom mode, Coromon got custom settings. This is sort of Mython Island's version of that. The main story for the roguelike has been updated too to allow you not only starting Mython, but an additional choice of a second Mython from a small group of them. I found that starting this game mode with 2 Mython rather than just 1 allows for a much nicer experience overall in game flow, and I would really like to hear feedback on this update on that front. I've done my best to adjust difficulty settings to a reasonable amount, so this mode is as well as the randomly generated team mode called survival mode, so I hope you'll look forward to these as much as I'm looking forward to the feedback. These old models have been updated with a wide variety of new Mython, new skills, and new items that have been introduced, so you will have a lot more options to mess around with or possibly encounter in a roguelike mode run, so I'm very excited to see what players think of those. In addition to all of this, and the other changes that have been made to refining certain skill animations, redoing certain models, refining calculation of battle damages, rebalancing skills and status effects, adjusting sound levels, and overall making the game a more polished experience. Thank you for taking the time to read this post, etc, etc, etc. So, as you can see, we got a lot of stuff going on in this next update. We got adventure mode, we got draft mode, we got all this different stuff that I'm actually pretty excited for the game's equivalent of the Mython log. I'm excited for that personally. Maybe we can do some videos going over some of the lore behind some of these Mython. That'll be pretty fun actually. But yeah, so that's basically the Mython Island newsletter update. Now we're gonna move on to the Laxidaze update. And by the way, let me know if you guys. I know a lot of you are really dedicated to listening to these newsletters. A lot of you guys are like me. I prefer to listen to things rather than sit there and read a big wall of text. Let me know if you guys are okay with this format, with me doing multiple in one video, or if you'd still like me to keep them separate. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I want to hear a lot of opinions on this, because in general they'll still be separate for the most part, but in cases like these where we get 3 of them so close together, I do think this is the best way to do it. Or perhaps I could upload a couple videos in a day. Let me know what you guys think about that. But anyways, let's go over to Laxidaze now. Okay, Devblog 5, Social Sim Gameplay Overview. Good news everyone, we launched our Kickstarter pre-launch page. Make sure to follow it to keep up to date on our Kickstarter. In this blog post, we'll be going over the social gameplay of Laxidaze, which entails your home base, companions, nanims, etc. Home base. Throughout Laxidaze, you will acquire several home bases across Cascadia. Each home base will serve as your control hub, where you will accept bounties, select your companions and nanims, and choose your equipment amongst other things. These home bases will range from small apartments to large ranches, and some may even be mobile. That's pretty cool, actually. So here we get to see a couple, sort of clips of like what's going on in the home bases. So, you know, pretty cool. I want to send the kids to the ranch, you know. I want to have a Dr. Phil ranch on my in my game. Social gameplay, dialogue system. In Laxidaze, there are multiple ways of interacting and speaking with the locals of Cascadia. Yeah, you send them to the ranch. That's what you got to do. See that girl down there? She's getting sent to the ranch. The level of interaction that you have with each character will depend on the significance of each character. For companions, you'll have a wide range of interactions, from small one-line pieces of dialogue to fully voiced and animated conversations. Companions will speak and interact with each other on missions, comment on mission objectives, and even engage in ongoing conversations as a third party. For general interactions with NPCs, you'll typically have a conversation that will relate to the NPC's mood and what they're thinking about, alongside general Cascadia news and updates and quest information. Now we can actually listen to some of these here. I believe I can turn the sound on. It doesn't appear to have sound settings. No, I don't think these have sound settings enabled, unfortunately. So we can't actually listen to them just yet. If there's a way, it's not working for me. So yeah. Anyway, we'll go down here. So companions. As you progress through Laxidaze, you will encounter NPCs that you can recruit to your organization. Each recruitable NPC will have a specific job. These jobs break down into 2 categories. laborers and hunters. Laborers will have a specific skill that you can utilize to improve your home base, ranging from farming improvements to upgrading your equipment. Hunters are certified within the Cascadian Hunter League and can join you on your missions and provide some sort of valuable skill, whether it be combat or adventuring related. This sort of reminds me of Far Cry. Far Cry 5 specifically, where you had all the different companions that you could recruit. Throughout Laxidaze, NPCs will have a friendship link that you can level up. The main group of companions will have their own quest line you will need to progress to level up the friendship, while a secondary group of companions will level up through various tasks, dialogue options that the player receives, etc. As you level up that friendship link with your companions, several changes will occur. You will gain the option to hang out with them, you will gain the ability to romance them, and the companion will unlock new abilities, passives, and equipment. This will result in visual changes as well. So you can see them just chilling at the restaurant. There you go, guys. Nanims. Regarding the Pokemon inspiration, Laxidaze will feature many monster taming mechanics like breeding, trading, battling, etc. Nanims in the game can be recruited to your party to help you battle. Since these creatures are intelligent, they can be very useful allies in battle. Each Nanim is unique and has a set of abilities to aid you. Since Nanim will be recruitable companions, they will also have friendship links that can be leveled up throughout the game. While all Nanims will benefit from increasing that friendship link, some will be able to evolve if their friendship is high enough. Friendship links can be increased by using them in battle, interacting with them, and in some cases through completing side quests. There is a lot more to say about Nanims in Laxidaze. Expect more in our next dev blog. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure Clasher is going to be pretty upset if you can't romance the the Nanims. For those of you who know who Clasher is in our Discord, make sure to let him know that I said that. Thank you for reading. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter for notifications. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's the basics of the companion system. So I know a lot of people who are into the more monster raising type games like Ova Magica, Re-Legend, stuff like that. I know a lot of people do enjoy these sort of the romance options and stuff like that. Not really my thing, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't really care about building relationships with people in games. But if that's something you're into, definitely, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have that type of feature. So it'll also help you with your combat and stuff like that. So it's something that I think most people are going to want to do at some point, especially if they're trying to maximize like the amount of skills they have, the damage output of their Nanims. I'm sure will be affected by that and stuff like that. But yeah, that was all 3 newsletters. We had Mythren, the monster raising game inspired by Monster Rancher. We had Mython Island, the monster taming roguelike inspired by Slay the Spire, and Laxidaze, the monster taming ARPG inspired by Pokemon and Persona. If you guys are, forgetting what each one is about, because I know, I'll have a section of people who watch the Mythren one, maybe a section of people who watch the Mython Island one, maybe another section of people who watch the Laxidaze one. So those of you who watched all of this and wanted to learn more about each game, there you go. Anyway, with all that being said, let me know if you guys want me to keep them bunched together like this in situations where there's a lot of updates together, or if you'd rather me just upload 2 videos that day and maybe a third one the next day or whatever. With all that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe for more monster taming content. You can follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd, and definitely come join our monster taming Discord. All links will be in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.